Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen. So today, Shannon and I are going on a road trip, and we're spending a couple of nights at Benmiller Inn. Now, Benmiller Inn is in Ontario, Canada, near the town of Goderich. It has beautiful trails. The property on which the inn sits has beautiful trails, and there are trails nearby. So we're going to have a chance to explore them. Plus, we'll also go into the town of Goderich, which is quite pretty, and it's on the shore of Lake Huron. So, we're bringing you along. We are cat-free, I must say. We don't have Miley with us because we're just going for a couple of nights, and we welcome you to join us. So as we often try to do, we tried to check in, a couple hours early. It didn't work out for us this time. So what Shannon ended up doing is she went in to register us, and it is 2 hours early. Check-in time isn't until 3 o'clock. So, interesting thing, they have you go through their parking lot in a one-way fashion. So the signs say exit under the bridge.
Turn right.
Turns out that wasn't for us. Shannon would have lost her roof rack. We're in her truck right now, and she would have lost her roof rack. So I got out and walked along, and she crept under. And the only reason she didn't quite make it is because there was some packed snow that was under the bridge. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I was able to jump out and make sure that, she could either clear it or not clear it, and make sure when she went in the one-way entrance that we weren't heading towards other vehicles. So that's something for you to know in case you ever come up here to Benmiller Inn. If you have a vehicle that's similar in height to Shannon's vehicle, then you also will have trouble getting out the exit. So we're heading into Goderich now. We're going to have a look around, and this is actually the town we're heading into for dinner tonight. So it's kind of like doing a little, a little trial run right now. So we just arrived in the room and just brought all of our goods up from the vehicle. And I'm going to give you a chance to see what the room looks like, because sometimes I forget to do that. And then it's a mad dash and you get to see our stuff all packed up, ready to go. So I'm going to show you the amazing view and what the lay of the land is like in our room for the next couple of nights. So it's nice to see that we have a kitchenette and everything is sort of tucked away. And there's room for our electric cooler, which we like to bring. It's always a bonus when those little fridges come with a freezer compartment. And we have a lovely powder room, but most impressive of all, I'll be able to show you the view. I can't even imagine what the viewing opportunities might be like, just looking out the window at dusk. Good morning. I'm out here on our first morning in the Benmiller Inn area in Goderich, and it's beautiful. I've been out here since before dawn, couldn't see where I was going, and now I know that I'm on a trail, whereas I was just sort of hanging out in a farmer's field and looking for possible coyote or deer sightings. So anyway, I'm going to take this trail a little ways and see what kind of beauty lies ahead as it's approaching dawn right now. So what's neat is after doing a fair bit of climbing to go up this trail, now I'm on the crest overlooking the Maitland River. So this is a beautiful view. I'm going to see where there's a nice opening to be able to show you the Maitland River too. So I'm just heading back now. I've been out here for a couple of hours, and I know I have a heck of a climb to go back up to the inn. So I'm going to start now, so I'm not too tuckered out. I haven't had breakfast yet. Time for me to do that. Beautiful morning, 0 degrees, balmy. So that'd be about 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So anyway, it's been a perfect morning. I haven't crossed paths with anybody. So it's given me lots of peace and solitude. Well, I got most of that climb out of the way now. So now I'm looking down into the Maitland River. And it's a beautiful vantage point from up here. So this is the beautiful view that we get to see from our room. So I'm not sure of the name of it, but it's this creek flows through behind the inn where we're staying and flows into the Maitland River. So it's exquisitely picturesque. So I'm really quite delighted that Shannon selected this room for us to admire each morning and each evening as we sit down and have a bite to eat or a coffee or something like that in front of the view. Wow. Yes, that's Shannon on a bench. So Shannon and I stayed here at the Benmiller Inn maybe 5 years ago.
I think so.
So when we stayed here, this is the building that we stayed in, and we had dinner in the dining room where you could watch the water flowing in the creek. And so we're fortunate that this time we have a more beautiful setting where we have a beautiful view from our room. But we're heading here for dinner tonight. Mm-hmm. So we'll have a chance to experience a deja vu in that sense. But anyway, this is it's really pretty. So this is the main building for the Benmiller Inn. So we'll go up and we'll have a closer look. So this is the bridge that Shannon's vehicle couldn't fit under with the roof rack. Okay, so if you're that tall, your vehicle's not going to fit under there. And she's I think she's 5'2" or 5'3", plus an arm. So anyway, not a good place for you to have to drive on your way out. So we just backtracked and went against the traffic.
I was just telling Kathleen that I noticed their kayak launch. You can see it here that goes right down into the river. Would that not be fun though?
Well, thanks for joining us on today's journey to the Benmiller Inn. Shannon and I are all packed up. It's 3 days after we arrived. And again, we're looking at this amazing view where we've had a chance to see all kinds of cool things just outside the window as well as out here on the grounds. Not a lot of wildlife, but a lot of beauty. And I guess giving you a bit of an overview of the things that were highlights to us. Maybe I'll refer to you, Shannon. What were the things that meant the most to you?
What I like most about Benmiller is it's so close to Goderich. It's a quaint little, well, isn't it Canada's most beautiful, or is it Ontario's most beautiful?
I don't know. We should have captured the sign that said Goderich was a pretty town.
Yeah, anyhow, it's nice because it's on the Maitland River, and it's looking out the window, watching the water rush by is calming, really calming to sit and have your morning tea and watching that.
The thing that we enjoyed is yesterday was our only full day, and of course I went out hiking in the morning and came back not that late, about 10 o'clock or so in the morning. And what we did is we planned a little bit of how we were going to spend the afternoon, and what were some of the highlights of how we spent yesterday afternoon.
Well, for me it was hot tubbing, and I did a polar plunge in the icy pool.
Not my thing. The hot tubbing was absolutely fabulous. I just sat in the pool, submerged up to here with all the hot water, and I loved it. Shannon left 2 times to go into the swimming pool, which was like about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know, it was cold. It was cold.
It was freezing. I think it was like water from the Maitland River in there. It was cold.
So,
it was cold.
And then after that, we enjoyed going into the sauna. Hadn't done that for years, gone into a sauna. It was a dry sauna, but it was a nice way to sort of cap off the time at the pool. And when we came back to our room, I mean, it's just a building across the road from where we're staying. It's all part of the Benmiller property. And we just had on our bathrobes. They have bathrobes. They give you towels when you're there. We're the only ones in the pool and sauna and hot tub area. So that was a really nice thing.
Bathrobes and hiking boots.
That's all we had, right? And, well, we kept our bathing suits on, of course. So anyway, we made our way back to the room. We were already really warmed up because of what we had been doing. And then we spent time in here until we went out for dinner. And what was memorable to you about our dinner location?
Well, it's right on site, and it's in the woolen mill. It's I don't quite know the history of it. We have the book here. We need to look it up. And all I know is they have big antique weaving looms. Obviously, this was where they manufactured wool.
Yeah.
And
but we just came here for dinner anyway. So anyway, outside of the room, outside of the dining room where we sat at a table for 2, you're looking at the rushing waves of, as I say, I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up to see if it's a creek that feeds then into the Maitland River. And we did that, as I mentioned to you, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and we had one of those tables of 2 right at the window, and we loved it. So we certainly wanted to relive that.
Yeah, the food was fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah. So other than that, then this morning we just started getting, we came back here and we played games last night. So we love that. Mexican Train, a dice game that is called Farco. We bring that. It's easy to pack, and we had that out on our game board right here. And then I guess as we're sitting out here just in front of the window with our chairs facing outward, what did you notice?
I saw a fox running up the hill, and Kathleen quickly jumped on the camera, and she did catch some video of it.
Caught the snout. It was pretty fast, but it's also that there's lots of brush out here. So it wasn't a clean shot, but we were able to capture that. So I'm really glad you had a chance to, you were looking up at the time, and it worked out really well.
Yeah.
So anyway, we want to thank you for joining us on our journey. I'm going to do a little sweep of the room with the camera. You'll have a chance to see the gear that I bring for hikes like this, where I've got my suitcase and all the camera gear that goes with it. And yes, I have a variety of boots that I brought with me, and I wore every single pair. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoy videos like this, consider joining us again next Tuesday morning. Bye for now.
were born, your mama said, the Lord bless you and keep you. In everything that you do, take heart. When you were 8, your daddy said, never take your life for granted. Believe in second chances, my love.
Are you happy we're home? Are you smiling? Are you smiling?